Hello, everyone. My name is Casey. I use they, them pronouns. I just want to let you know that CBY, they're in the hall and they're ready for interviews during lunch if any of you are interested. And let's get started. So get ready for our next panel, Sharing the Beat, Indigiqueer Music and Story, where we delve into the very unique and diverse perspectives of Indigiqueer artists, their music, and the captivating stories that weave through each note. This powerful creative panel includes Ezra, LJ, and Stacy. Ezra Harvey, who uses they, them pronouns, is a two-spirit musician with an unforgettably unique voice. Their gritty voice bleeds passion. Every word is drawing you in. Sticking to no specific genre or sound, most of their music is created from hours with their loop pedal and pages of lyrics written on notepads at their home on Treaty 6. Ezra is a self-taught musician, a singer-songwriter who writes about intergenerational trauma, mental health, and of course, love. Having experience in bands as well as being a solo musician, Ezra loves sharing music with people, whether it be jamming with friends, playing an intimate house show, or letting loose on stage. They know how to make an impact on the hearts. And of course, we have Stacy Dunn, who uses she, they pronouns. They're a two-spirit Anishinaabe cellist and member of the Saskatchewan First Nation. They found their music calling in the northern landscapes of Saskatchewan. Born and raised in La Ronge, they were introduced to music through family, friends, and picked up a guitar as a teenager. She continued her musical journey with violin lessons in her early 20s, which led her to the embrace of the cello. In early 2022, Stacy met her partner and bandmate Emma Jean, leading to the formation of Cupid's Heart, where they have combined their backgrounds, experiences, and connection, and musical journeys to create music meant to be shared. And last but not least, we have LJ Tyson, who uses they, them pronouns. LJ is a singer-songwriter from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. They have used their identity as inspiration for creating lyrics and melodies. LJ has played music all across Canada and beyond. Their latest release, Home on a Rainbow, was critically acclaimed and awarded a prize from SOCAN TD Indigenous Songwriter Awards. So please join me in welcoming these wonderful artists.
Seeing lots of folks in here, and it's nice. My name is Ezra Harvey. I don't know. I'm gonna play a song for you. This song, for me, music is a healing thing, and so I write when I'm really going through it, when I'm down in the dumps, and I keep playing those songs at home until I can get to a place where I can share them with the public, because it is such a grieving thing music can really be. And so I allow myself to just kind of feel those emotions until those emotions don't make me cry and sing at the same time. So I'll start off with a tune here. It's called Philip, and it's about intergenerational trauma. Ready? Yeah. Oh yes, and Stacy will be accompanying me. This is the first time I've had cello on my songs. I'm really stoked to see how it's gonna be.
It's our first time together.
He worked hard all his life, broke his back and his hands. He fell in love with a survivor, fell in love with her eyes. She looked at him and she pondered his cowboy boots, dark and gray. Thank you. I lost my mic. Yeah, I don't know. Are we chatting about that a little bit, or do you want to go next? Or
It's up to you.
yeah. Well, I work with youth a lot, and so what I see is a lot of dysfunctional families, and it's really difficult to exist in the world when your family's in dysfunction and chaos all the time. So I'm very grateful to Alex and Lisa, because I really, truly feel like I have found my home fire, and I'm continuing to build that home fire. And it's amazing to see bodies that look like mine, be with people that are like-minded. So thanks everybody for listening and being here. And I'll pass it off to the next folk.
Bonjour, Indinaway Maganadog. Indinaway Maganadog. Let's slow down. Stacy Indigenous Cause, Makwa and Dudem, Matachewan First Nation in Duji, and Prince Albert, Saskatchewan in Digida. And like you, Melody, I'm also on my language journey, so thank you all for your patience. And thank you, Ezra, for that beautiful song and allowing me to be a part of it. It was really special to collaborate with you. Love, it's a complicated thing. It's complicated for everybody, and it comes in so many different forms. You know, I think back to when I was growing up in the North in La Ronge as a queer teenager, and it was just, you know, I was pretty confused. I just didn't see that many out queer people. I didn't know that many. And it was a time when internet, I'm a millennial, was just beginning. So couldn't just Google things. But the landscape is changing now, and it's beautiful to see. And it's beautiful to see all of you here. This is wonderful. The song that I'm going to do is a love song. It's called Falling, and I wrote it with my partner, Emma. It came to me in a dream, just the chorus. The chorus came to me, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and it just kept playing over and over and over, and I was excited. I couldn't fall back to sleep, so I woke Emma up, and I sang it to her, and I was like, can you help me finish this song? And so she got out of bed, we made a pot of coffee, and we fired up the amps, and then we worked on the song, and it came together. So it's called Falling, and I hope you enjoy it. wild with these, Ezra. Yeah, so love. I just want to talk a little bit more about that. I think, coming to terms with my queer identity and kind of navigating that space in a time, like I said, when internet wasn't really available, I was confused and just trying to figure out who I was. And luckily, I had a good support system. My friends and family were very supportive. When I felt safe to tell my parents, they were both very open and accepting of me, and I'm very lucky for that. However, it was community that kind of got into their heads a bit. My aunt, she asked my mom one day, she just said, "Debbie, what did you do? What did you do wrong to make your daughter funny like that?" And my mom genuinely asked me, like, "Did I do something wrong, Stacy?" And I said, "No, of course not." She's coming from a place of misunderstanding, of fear, of these imposed religious ideas and colonialism, and we just need to challenge that. I found myself having the same conversation with our chief, actually. He had posted on social media, Adam and Steve, not Adam and Eve. Oh, oops, wrong way. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. That's right, I support it. So I reached out to him and I just kind of asked, like, why does he have these values and does he realize how steep they are in colonialism, and that's what he's perpetuating. And he was open to having these conversations, and I think that I just still see these views deep in our community. We're just still so affected, and if we just have conversations with each other in this group right now, what we're doing today, we can break down these views and see in a better way, in a way that's more in line to who we are as Indigenous people and as how we lived previously. So I just invite you to if you hear people talking that way, just challenge them, ask them, and you'll find I find more often than not they're open to talking. So thank you.
Check. There we go. Hello, everyone. My name's LJ. I'm not really good at speaking in front of people, just behind their backs. That's a joke. Someone's like, that's true. No, I'm really excited to be here today. I appreciate the invite, and I'm honored to be on stage with these two amazing artists. And that's about all I have to talk about today. No, I'm really touched by the stories you two shared, so thanks so much for that and the process behind your songwriting. Can you tell I'm struggling with this thing? I think we all did, yeah. Okay, so I used to make country music, and I kind of left the genre out of fear and out of feeling like a totally loser in it, because queer people aren't really too welcome in country music at the moment and historically. And so I went and made some pop music for a minute, but I am kind of feeling inspired recently to start making some country music again. So I picked country songs to share with everyone today, or really folky tunes. Oh, thank you. Come on, country music. It's just not working out. I'll try my best. Thank you, Barry. Thanks to Barry and Joel and the crew for doing the production today. So this is a tune I wrote a while ago called Still Human, and I wrote it about falling in love with not the greatest person, but then realizing it's not that person's fault, and then being like, oh, well, we're still human at the end of the day. And that's a really awkward way of introducing the song, so thank you. Something about your eyes made it hard to stay away. Something about your presence made it hard to stay. Through the stormy weather, I have wrapped myself in you. But on these icy highways I am spinning out of truth. After all, I'm still human. After all, I'm still human. Throw your love right at me, make it hurt like hell. Don't know if you want me, I could never tell. After all, I'm still human. Your letters have no address, but I know they're just for me. Sealed secret promises that show no harmony. And I don't need to read them, 'cause I know just what they say. Something about your eyes made it hard to stay away. After all, I'm still human. After all, I'm still human. Throw your love right at me, make it hurt like hell. Don't know if you want me, I could never tell. After all, I'm still human. Something about your eyes made it hard to see the truth. Something about the truth makes me not believe you. But after all, I'm still human. After all, I'm still human. Throw your love right at me, make it hurt like hell. Don't know if you want me, I could never tell. After all, I'm still human. After all, I'm still human. Thank you.
Check. There we go. Nice. Ah, thank you, LJ. That was so beautiful. So beautiful. I truly am honored to be around just like super rad musicians. Don't see enough like two-spirit musicians out there, that's for sure. So it's cool to be able to sit with a few. So I love, but I'm not playing any love songs today. And if you do know me, you know I love love. My wife and I eloped about 3 months after seeing each other. Which is fucking crazy. Like, that's intense. So glad we did it. You know, queer love happens in lots of really strange ways. And so we just kind of happened in a really strange way. The next song that I'm going to sing is actually called Policeman. And when I first wrote this song, it was actually called White Man. And I was like, let's maybe like switch that a little bit. Because I was assaulted at a protest almost a couple of years ago now. And then was charged for assault on a police officer for defending myself. And that was 2 days after we had 2 days before we had gotten married. And I was pressed for charges. I was 3 days after we got married. So it was like not an ideal time to start a marriage. And it was really intense and it was really hard. There was, going through PTSD is not fun, and we don't talk about that when people are protesting. Even if you get hurt or you don't get hurt, those things sit with you. The way people talk about queer people sit with you, you know, being called a pedophile and a groomer and everything in between, like that goes home with us. That doesn't just like go away. You know, we think about that stuff. And so I changed the lyrics from white man to policeman because it just fit better. You know, I'm an abolitionist through and through. I think that there are more creative ways that we can do to support the community that isn't colonial and drenched in punishment and pain. And so changing the lyrics for me was a big part of my healing. And so I'm forever grateful for my wife for being there for me, for supporting me, and I just can't get enough of her. And so this next song is, you know, I'm a very political person. I'm loud when I need to be, and so music is something that I try to be political about because for me, art is justice. The moment that we start confining art and ways of creating to not talk about important things, to not talk about Palestine, to not talk about intergenerational trauma and all of those things, it keeps us stagnant. It keeps us hurting, it keeps us in pain. And so I like to be political in my songwriting because it's important. It helps a lot of other people, I hope, to hear those songs of, okay, somebody out there is like me. And so that's why I play. So I'm just going to get started on this song. Stacey, again, is going to accompany me, and I'm very excited. This amp is being weird up here. I don't know, is it me or... Can you hear my guitar or just... Give it up for the sound techs, everybody! Woo, woo, woo! And all the videos, I'm really excited to see how this is gonna pull through. Give it up for Alex and Lisa! Woo, woo, woo! And Melody Wood for the amazing presentation. Elder Marjorie Bacaz, Shelley, Nora. Oh, so good, so important. My battery. That works for you, it works for me. How's that sound? Okay. I'm pretty loud as it is, so it should be okay. Wait. No, what's wrong? Different one. Policeman, stop hurting my people. Policeman, stop hurting my people. My brothers and sisters are hungry. They're knocking on your front door. Would you spare $1 for your home on a night. Policeman, stop hurting my people. Policeman, stop hurting my people. My sisters have all gone missing. You lost them on your highway of tears. Oh, mister, please won't you find them? Their families need them alive. And my brothers, they're going on a trip. They're headed out of town in the back of your police car to see a couple stars. Now they never made it home. You left them in the cold. Now they never made it home. You left them in the cold. Now they never made it home. You left them in the cold. Thank you. That's it. That's all you have for me. Stacy's next. Yeah, Stacy needs her. Do you want this one? 1 second, please.
Thank you, Ezra. I feel like we can all feel the impact of that song kind of just resonating through the room. Maybe we should just give ourselves a moment just to take kind of a breath. You know, I grew up white passing, and I think, I don't know, maybe some of you can relate to this, but through a lot of my life growing up, I felt like I wasn't able to or that I shouldn't speak on issues. I also had people tell me that maybe I shouldn't, so I was kind of trying to navigate how that space is and how I felt inside and you know, what I saw. But I do understand that my experience has been different, and I think it's important to recognize that. And I know that my experience, even between myself and my own mom, we walk differently through the world. One story that kind of sticks with me is, you know, she had this car, and it needed work. It was on the verge of breaking down. And she didn't want to drive it to the city to get it fixed. And I'm like, Mom, why don't you just go? And she's like, well, Stacey, like, what if it breaks down on the highway? I don't want to be alone as an Indigenous woman. Like, and it was just very impactful. And I think that, the fact that I recognize that my skin tone affords me a certain privilege through the world is just, it shows that systemic racism is very deep in Canada. But I think it's important for all of us to speak out against it and to see it, to recognize it, and to call out all of its ugliness and the impact that it has on all of us. The hate, the violence, I mean, people are dying. So I think it's important that we, all of us, non-Indigenous and Indigenous people, work together to dismantle it. I also think it's important to connect outside of ourselves, to connect with Creator, to connect with that spiritual realm. I think that we get a lot of healing from that in however that may look for you, whether it's through ceremony, through offerings, through silent reflection. It can look in all different ways. I want to share a story with you, actually. It's a little strange. So this weekend leading up to the symposium, I was feeling a little nervous, and my partner Emma said, why don't we go visit your tree friend? I was like, okay. There's this tree out at Little Red that I've been visiting a lot this summer, and I feel like we're becoming friends. I don't know how it feels. So we grabbed our skis and off we went, and it was a beautiful day. I don't know if anyone got outside this weekend, but it was gorgeous. So we put our skis on and we're going out there, and as I'm skiing, we kind of go through this area. It's called Whispering Pines, and it reminded me of that old Johnny Horton song, Whispering Pines. My dad used to sing it to us when we were kids. And as we were kept going along, there was this little teepee structure just kind of built out of pine trees. And it reminded me of the first time that I had gone into a teepee and how warm it felt, and just a part of myself was feeling just, it was missing. So it filled my cup. And then we get to the tree, and Emma goes off to the car and leaves me there to have a good visit. And this tree already knew why I was there. And, it just it reassured me that everything was going to be okay if I just speak from the heart and I could take pauses, take a breath, and it was going to be okay. But if I wanted to, maybe it offered me a piece of its bark and said, here, you can take this with you on stage. And so I have its bark here with me. But I said, I don't have any tobacco. I can't give you anything back. So it just asked me to come back in the spring and play it some music. So of course I did. I will. And then I wanted to know, what's your name? Who are you? And just as I was saying it, this word came into my mind, Azadi. And I'm very early in my language journey, so I wasn't sure what it meant, but it sounded Anishinaabe. And I was going to Google it when I got home, but I couldn't wait, so I Googled it on my phone, and it meant trembling aspen. And I thought, well, it was very odd, but then I looked at this tree, and I was like, but you're a birch. And as I was looking at it, I saw the bark it was all kind of flaking off a little bit. And as the wind gust came through, it all shook. It just trembled. And I thought, hey, maybe this birch tree is trying to tell me a lesson. We always try and label things. We try and put things into boxes. But things aren't always what they seem. And if we just listen to each other, then, our true selves can show. So I look forward to many more visits with Azadi. This next song that I'm going to play, it was gifted to me from the spirit realm. And it's about those connections with nature, with self, with the spiritual realm, and how all these interconnections exist, and that, we can find safety, and we're never alone. Can y'all hear it? with me under this tree. There's a world you've never seen. I wanna go where the stories are told, deep in the night, under the moonlight. I wanna see the air that she breathes. I wanna go where the stories are told. Outside, it's full of life. In Dinaway, Muganadug, we survive. I believe in you, my dear. Don't be scared. We are near. I wanna go where the stories are told, deep in the night, under the moonlight. I am the sky and the stars up above. Don't worry now, you are never alone. I wanna go where the stories are told, deep in the night, under the moonlight. I am the sky and the stars up above. Don't worry now, you are never alone. Don't worry now, you are never alone. Don't worry now, you are never alone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stacy. Okay, so I had a really brief time on country radio. I did a song called "You're Already Coming to Fix This for Me, Mary." Perfect. 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 Hey, thank you, Barry. Okay. Yeah, I had a song that originally didn't have a music video attached to it, and the single art was like me with bleached hair, and I was a little bit blurry. So like that song was a safe bet for country radio, and they played that song. It was called Locals. The next one got played a little less, but I was more visible on that because there was a music video and I was on the cover of that single art. And then when it came time to start kind of diving in who I actually wanted to be as an artist and you know, identify as a two-spirit person and really share my story with people, I put out the song called Home on a Rainbow. And that one got like 0 airplay because it was telling my story. And like nowhere in Saskatchewan even played it, like my home province, you know, it was outside places. Like I really got to thank Indigenous radio stations, including the one here in Saskatchewan, NBC Radio, and the Bull in Saskatoon. Those are the 2 places that played my music. So I really have to thank those places here in Saskatchewan for playing this song. Because in my head, when I put it out, like 1.5 years ago, it ended my little radio country music career because no one would play it. But now I see it as like, no, that's just starting me on the right path now, rather than trying to play this part. You know, and I was never going to be straight passing anyways, so that was, you know, I was fighting a losing battle. Anyways, this is a song I wrote called Home on a Rainbow. If I can remember it. Conservative small place in the middle of Saskatchewan. Little boy's got more to hide than anyone. He learns girls like boys and boys like girls. That's the way it is, can change the world. But he's gotta know, I want him to know, he should know. I want him to know there's a home on a rainbow. He plays the part, but his true intentions grow. He's the perfect actor on a TV show. His daddy don't talk and his mama's just scared. But you can feel the truth, it's in the air. And he's gotta know, I want him to know, he should know. I want him to know there's a home on a rainbow. We don't throw bricks and we don't dress up. Small town living is hard enough. Hide and seek sounds fun until it's done. Conservative small place in the middle of Saskatchewan. Old man's got more to hide than anyone, but he's gotta know, I want him to know, he should know. I want him to know there's a home on a rainbow. We don't throw bricks and we don't dress up. Small town living is hard enough. Hide and seek sounds fun until it's done. Conservative small place in the middle of Saskatchewan. You don't have to hide yourself from anyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, what an incredible, amazing panel. Let's give them one more round of applause. I don't know if you guys like watch the crowd while you're singing, or if you're like me where I just like look at the walls, but there were so many people whose hearts and spirits you guys connected with today. So thank you so much for sharing a little piece of yours with us all. I know we're cutting into lunch a little bit, but I was not gonna stop this. But I do have one quick question, and anyone who wants to answer it can. Do you guys have any advice for Two-Spirit or Indigiqueer youth on their musical journeys?
Reach out to me and go for it. I have not actually been playing music for not even 10 years yet. I started teaching myself ukulele when I was 18. And I was like, well, guitar is only 2 more strings. Let's learn the guitar. So I sat and I just watched YouTube videos for hours and hours and hours and hours and taught myself. and I'm always happy and willing to figure out a way to consistently teach others. So that's, don't be scared. It's intimidating. It's a lot. Strumming and singing at the same time was such a difficult thing for me to do. Even like playing with a pick was really difficult for me to do. But it's all just different muscle memories and things to do. So if you want to get out there, I say just get out there. Reach out to your community. Reach out to people who play music. I know it can be intimidating, but a lot of folks actually just want to help out and support each other. That's what I see, at least in the music community, is especially with the Indigenous folks, just trying to support each other. So that's what I would do, is just reach out and go from there.
Thank you. Is there anything you guys wanted to add?
Just to reinforce that, just do it, just go for it. You can be at any level, and music's just a great way of expressing self, and so being alone with it and just experimenting, you can just have a lot of fun. And yeah, feel free to reach out to any of us.
Thank you. Awesome. One more round of applause. So it's that time, it's lunch. The caterers, I want to give a big shout out to the caterers. It is our Métis Central Western Region 2 staff and many volunteers who have put the meals together today. And so I'm so grateful. Like a lot of shout outs have been going to myself and Lisa today, but honestly, we have such an incredible team that allows us to do the work that we do. We always know that no matter what happens, we have a whole group of people behind us, and that includes our Métis aunties and uncles at Métis Central Western Region as well. So let's give a round of applause for the caterers. Awesome, thank you guys.